What if we get to the point where DUPR films your matches and it analyzes exactly how you play, and it can dictate like how much percentage you should go up versus the shots that you hit.
So like AI video analysis.
AI video analysis, DUPR update, gender, age, right-handed, left-handed.
What if it didn't take like your score into account at all?
Exactly.
You played like a 3-9 that game.
No, literally. That would be sick. That's $1 billion idea. Can we talk about the new SLK Era paddle?
Yeah.
Okay, what do you like about it? And then I'll tell you what I like.
Honestly, it's super stable in your hands. It's a lot of power, but I really like that because of the dwell time, I can really take pace off the ball if I need to. And honestly, just the technology is probably my favorite Selkirk paddle that they've released.
There are 2 different shapes, the elongated and the wide body.
Yeah, brand new shapes.
I am obsessed with the wide body. For the first time ever for a wide body paddle, I'm not mishitting my 2-handed backhand. I'm not mishitting my counter because you still have that longer handle. I'm super, super impressed with it. And if you guys want to go check out the new SLK Air paddle, go to selkirk.com and choose elongated or wide body. And I promise you, you are going to love it because we're obsessed. What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Pickleball Connection podcast. I'm Danea.
And I'm Barrett.
And we are stoked to be hanging out with you today. Today, we're going to be doing a little bit of a CTN, which is Cruise the News, meaning we kind of talk about some of the latest news in pickleball. So let's just jump right into it.
Yeah, guys, we're going to hop right into it. And to be honest, by the time you're listening to this podcast, you probably are going to be well versed in this news. It's kind of been a hot button topic amongst the pickleball forums and the pickleball community. But for those of you that don't know, DUPR is pickleball's rating system. So DUPR stands for Dynamic Universal Pickleball Rating. And there's been, a mixed bag of opinions when it comes to DUPR. Some people think it's really good, it's really accurate. Others don't. I think we've discussed it on the podcast before, but one of the things...
we got in a fight on the podcast about this before.
Did we?
Yeah. It's a pretty good episode.
We'll have to go back and find it. Yeah, sorry, I kind of lost my train of thought there.
We've talked about DUPR before.
Yeah, we've talked about DUPR, and there's definitely some mixed opinions around how valid it is. One of the things that we've brought up is that you definitely need to record matches in it pretty often for it to be accurate. Like if you don't record more than, if you only record a couple matches a year, it's probably not going to be that accurate, But they've made updates to the algorithm a couple different times, but most recently they made this update. Mm-hmm. And in the update, you can actually get penalized, meaning your rating can go down even if you win a match. Mm-hmm. Conversely, you can actually go up even if you lose a match. Now, previously, wins and losses, if you won, you either went up a little bit or you went up a lot, depending on how good your opponent was in comparison to your rating. And the opposite was true if you lost. But now, even if you're a much better team, if you don't beat this other team that's lower rated than you by a big margin, you can go down because DUPR expects you to beat them by a bigger winning margin. So it's definitely, the pickleball forums are going off about it. I wanted to point out this post. I thought it was pretty interesting. This was 5 days ago. It was posted. So I tried out the new DUPR algorithm today. I knew I was going to lose DUPR. I am a 5.29 partnering with a 4.6 against 2 4.5 to 4.8s. But look what it did to my partner over 2 wins. We went 4-0. So they won. They won 15-9, 15-7, 15-8, 15-13. So they went 4-0, but the DUPR went down 0.092. So basically, the DUPR went down almost a point,
Yeah.
or like from a 5.2 to a 5.1, even though they went 4-0. And
Yeah.
people are kind of going off about this in the comments because, like, is this fair? So what do you think? Do you think this is like a good update?
No, I don't like it personally. I think I understand the concept that DUPR's going for here. Basically, they're saying, if you are rated a 5.2, let's say in this situation, and your opponents are rated a 4.6 and whatever, DUPR's basically saying, well, for you to keep your 5.2 status, you should basically win by this amount of points. And they're kind of creating a margin here for the amount of points. So I understand the concept, but I don't like it because it doesn't factor in, and you and me had this conversation, it doesn't factor in these like chance moments, like whether that's a net cord or
right. Like, let's say the better player is dominating the entire game. Maybe the end of the game, they rattle off a couple net cords, get a couple lucky points, and now all of a sudden the margin of winning is shrunk, and so it doesn't factor in luck at all.
Or let's talk about like wind. Like, let's say there's a side because of the wind that is favorable.
Mm-hmm.
Like that makes a huge difference, and that creates a more equalizing point opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing that freaks me out about this update has to do with rally scoring.
Right. I'm interested. I didn't look into that, but I wonder, I know that DUPR does already weight rally scoring and traditional scoring differently, though. So I wonder if
I hope so.
They probably do. No, they already do that. I'm pretty sure, like even before the update.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if that carries over, if they know.
Well, I hope they massively adjust it for the rally scoring, because rally scoring already equalizes the playing field.
But the truth is also that pickleball is kind of moving away from rally scoring. It's not even in MLP anymore.
True. So, but there's still a lot of formats where we see it.
Yeah.
If I'm honest.
Yeah, that's a good point. But yeah, I think it's interesting, what we talked about a little bit when we were talking about it the other day is, let's take, for example, this 5.29 that's in this example. His partner's a 4.6. He's playing against some 4.7s. He's got really nothing to gain from this. He's got everything to lose.
Yeah.
So, like, if he wins 11-2, his DUPR's probably not going up much because he was expected to win big.
Yeah.
If he wins with a small winning margin, his DUPR goes down. And if he loses, it goes down even more, which it should. It should go down if he loses against players that are worse than him. But yeah, I think that's the issue, is like, what happens if he's dominating this team all game, and even his partner, like it's a team sport as well. So like maybe they hit to his partner, and his partner gets tied at the end of the game. You know how it is in pickleball. Sometimes you get to 10 and it's hard to like just get to 11.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it's 10-1. His partner makes a couple errors. The other team gets a few net cords, and then he ends up winning 11-7 or 11-8. It's like, that's kind of crazy that it would penalize him. But I guess maybe DUPR also thinks like the opposite is true. Like, what if there's somebody out there that's winning a bunch barely because, they've had a lot of luck in tournaments, and their wins are, I don't know. I think also, even with sandbagging, we talked about it a little bit, but if there's a player that's like rated really high, this is going to make them not want to play lower players even more. It's going to make people want to play up, not down.
And that's the issue to me, is I'm like, now you're going to have, like, if you're somebody who really cares about your DUPR, and I think this applies maybe more to like higher level players that are maybe trying to go pro and trying to like really protect their DUPR rating. Like, if I am them, I'm Xing out playing every local tournament from now on.
Why?
Because everybody else is probably going to be rated lower than you. and you're expected to absolutely blow out your opponents. And if you don't, that's going to affect your DUPR score, which for people wanting to go pro or really wanting to enter, that's how they get partners. Their partner looks at their DUPR. So now you're Xing out these higher level players from playing these local money balls, local tournaments, because it's only going to hurt them basically. So that's kind of sad to me because I'm like, oh shoot, like that's actually one of the cool things about like this past DUPR setup was it didn't hurt them to go play these events. So then you had a chance to really kind of play these tournaments with these higher level players. It was really fun. And, you know, they would do that. But if I'm a higher level player trying to break into pro or trying to do pro qualies, I'm Xing out every single local tournament possible.
Because you only want to play players that are at your level or higher, because you actually really want to play players that are higher now. Like, could you imagine like somebody trying to break into the pro scene? Like maybe they lose against, they get to play Ben and Anna Lee, but they lose 11-9, 11-8. Now their DUPRs are shooting up even though they lost.
Great score. They can get 11-9, 11-8.
Yeah.
Against Ben and Anna Lee.
I guess that's the point of the update. But what's interesting is that, you know, I did see most of the comments I've seen online about this are negative. However, I did come across a post where some guy's likes this.
Okay, let's hear it.
And basically he says, I've been thinking about the DUPR changes and what the reason is. And the fact is, I like it more than most. I've played and officiated many sports, and some of them use similar examples to this. So he throws out golf, sailing, which I don't even know how you score in sailing.
That is so chill. I would love to know.
And then other people in the comments throw out bowling, but basically, for example, so I can't speak to sailing, but golf, there's something called a handicap. Are you familiar with what a handicap is?
I know the general idea, but let's just give the audience a little taster.
So I'm sure a lot of people know what it is. but a handicap in golf is basically like you basically, depending on how good you are, you have like, if you've heard of a scratch golfer, right? A scratch golfer is going to basically...
I actually know a scratch golfer.
Yeah, me too. Shout out. But a scratch golfer is someone that can basically play on par with the course. So, you know, in golf, you're playing against the course, right? You're playing against people, but your score is against the course. Like if it's a par 4 and you're playing against that, the par 4, the par 3, right? So in golf, if you have like a 10 handicap or a 20 handicap, it's basically saying like the course is at a 72 and I average like an 82 or an 83.
Yeah.
So I have a 10 handicap. So if you're playing against somebody else, let's say I'm out there playing against somebody in golf and they're much better than me, I might get strokes added to make it more even between the two of us. So they're playing at a handicap or a disadvantage because they're better than me.
Right.
Right.
Question about this.
Yeah.
Because I've never competed in sailing, golf, or bowling. But with this handicap, I understand if you like go out with a group of people that has all different levels. But like when you go play a match, let's just call it like the Masters, are there any handicaps in the Masters?
Well, no, I mean at the pro level, it's different.
That's what I'm saying,
but,
though.
And yeah, exactly. But and that's why I don't necessarily agree with this person's argument, because in golf you're playing against a course, a set number. In bowling, you're playing against a perfect score. Right. In sailing, I would imagine I would imagine you're playing against the course as well. But in pickleball, you're not playing against the course, you're playing against a person. So to give somebody a handicap, it would be like us going out, equivalent to us going out and playing against some pro level players. And we get to start with 6 and they start with 0. That would be like a handicap.
I know, that's why I'm like, okay, I don't really agree with this guy either, because I'm like, that's just not how it goes. You don't get to equalize the playing field.
I understand where he's coming from, but I think that's what he's saying. That's why he likes the update, because it's like putting a handicap on it. Basically, these pros, if they should start, if you started at 6 and they start, or if the pros started at 0 and you started at 6, you should be able to beat them, or they should be able to beat you, is kind of what this guy's saying.
It
right?
equalizes I get it.
And I think that's what this person says, is that that's what this update does to DUPR. It equalizes, the playing field a little bit in terms of what goes up and what goes down.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's interesting. But a lot of these people don't necessarily agree. I think there's also just going to naturally be a lot of salty people that go 3-0 in a tournament and their DUPR goes down.
Yeah.
Or whatever it'd be. So I don't know. It's interesting. I don't know. I think it's like, I wonder how it affects the pro scene versus the amateur scene.
Yeah.
Like you said, in the pro scene, it's the pro scene. Everyone's close to the same level already, so it's not going to really do a ton. But I think it may affect, and maybe this is what they're thinking, it may affect like somebody that's a 5-0 or a 5-1 might be going to try to challenge the higher players now instead of playing a 4-5 tournament. Right.
Yeah, but I feel like a lot of people that are at the 5-0 or close to 5-0 don't want to play down.
Okay, well, take the example with a 4-0. Take the example with someone who's a 4-5.
I guess it doesn't really.
I'm just saying, like,
I know. I hear what you're saying.
Maybe that's what they're thinking. I don't know.
Maybe that is what they're thinking. And maybe that's a personality thing, because I never want to play down. I never want to be like, ooh, I just want to like.
And I think that you're right. I mean, we've been the same way. We've always played up. We've always played like a half division above where we maybe should, because we want to see where we are. We want to get better. And like you and I are like, I would rather go to a tournament and go, maybe not go 0-4, but maybe go like 1-3 or 2-2 and play higher or equal to or better competition than to go 7-0 and win it.
Go play down.
But not everyone's like me and you. There are people that want a freaking medal, and we've seen it. We've seen it. There are people that clearly play down. I think it happens a lot more in mixed too, because it's just harder to find girls that can compete. So high level guys will play down in mixed, and they'll play up in men's. So like, I think it's interesting, because maybe they're like, maybe at the DUPR headquarters, they're like, oh, sandbagging is killing our rankings.
Yeah, interesting.
I don't know.
I don't think that there's like crazy sandbaggers, and I can't think of a tournament
I don't think that there is at our level, but I think that they're. I mean, guys, let us know in the comments.
Yeah,
like,
tell us.
And partially is like, I have read the comments. I have seen people that deal with sandbaggers in tournaments, or deal with people that clearly shouldn't be at that level playing there. And maybe DUPR's like, this is going to solve that, because homeboy that's a half a point above everybody else in this bracket isn't going to get rewarded for winning in this tournament. Mm-hmm. Maybe that's what they're thinking. I don't know. But let us know in the comments, guys, or let us know, like, is sandbagging a thing? Like, have you guys dealt with that in tournaments? I agree with you. I don't think it really happens as much at the higher level.
Yeah, right. But it is interesting. It definitely, like I said, I think it discourages higher level players from playing with anyone lower than you, basically. So catch me only signing up for pro qualies from here on out.
You should actually. Hey, have you heard of the new Play More app?
No. What is it?
Basically, the Play More app is like a stress-free scheduling app for pickleballers. So I don't know, we've struggled a lot in group text trying to organize play. You'll set it up and somebody will just like the text. And I'm like, does that actually mean you're coming or not?
Yeah, and it's like, you never know how many people you have, like what rating they are. It's kind of annoying.
It can kind of just be a nightmare to try to organize groups, because group texts are just not fun. So basically, the Play More app lets you send out invitations. You get an RSVP list. If somebody doesn't show, there's a wait list that will actually like put somebody right into.
No way.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Dang, that's awesome. What's it called?
It's called the Play More app. So you should download it at the App Store, or you can go to getplaymore.com if you want to look at it online.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
Along with like all this DUPR talk and DUPR updates, do you have anything else to say about the update?
No, I mean, I generally think it's I generally don't like it, but I do see kind of some reasoning behind it. I mean, I understand the handicap thing. I understand like the sandbagging thing. Maybe it helps with that. I understand maybe they have a greater reason behind it, but ultimately, I think I'm in the same boat as you. I don't necessarily like it initially.
So let's talk about this.
Okay.
I understand the update to this, but this has been the age-old argument, and I see people talking about this a lot when it comes to DUPR. And you and me, this is actually what we fought about. So I want to check in with you and see if we're going to still fight about this. What do you think about DUPR being ageless and genderless? Your rating being ageless.
What's interesting is if I recall our argument, you I think interpreted it as this big argument. I wasn't telling you what I thought. I was telling you this is how DUPR classifies a rating. DUPR classifies a rating as a 5.6.
I know.
Is a 5.6 regardless of age and gender.
We all know that.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that.
I think that's how I'm saying DUPR.
Okay, well, what do you think about it?
I think that's how DUPR set up the algorithm.
No, you're dodging the question.
No, I don't. That's how DUPR set up the algorithm.
What do you think about the
I think that there's no
effectiveness of it.
I don't think there's no algorithm that's going to be perfect. I think it's very difficult because you only really have seniors playing against seniors, you know? So you don't really like.
Okay, let me rephrase this. Is a 5'2" DUPR rated male the same, let's say he's 25, the same as a 5'2" DUPR rated female who's 65?
According to the way DUPR has created the algorithm. No, I'm just telling you. I don't know. I don't know a perfect way to judge somebody. If I was a betting man and there was a 5'2" woman versus a 5'2" 25-year-old man.
60-year-old woman.
5'2", 60-year-old woman versus a 5'2", 25-year-old man.
They're playing singles.
Of course. Okay, well, of course I'm going to take the male.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I think
also
that
mixed is different than gender, which is different than singles.
Yep.
So we're talking mixed, right? If you go look at the algorithm, though, the best female player in the world, Annalee Waters, there are 30 males probably, that maybe more, that have a higher DUPR than her, even though she's the best female in the world. Now, what DUPR is saying is that a 5'5" is a 5'5", and I'm not saying, I don't know if that's perfectly accurate.
But what do you think about that? We all know that that's how DUPR set it up. But what do you personally think? Do you think that that's true across the board? Like, yeah, a 5'2", 25-year-old male is going to play the same as a 5'2", 60-year-old woman.
What you're asking me is if I think the ratings are correct. And I don't know. I don't think the ratings are perfect. I think they're the best thing we got.
I think it's so off. If you ask me straight up that same question, I would say there's no rating system that will be very accurate that doesn't take into account gender and it doesn't take into account age.
I hear that. I mean, the truth is I don't think the rating system's perfect. I think what I'm saying is that is how they created the algorithm. That's how it's currently set up.
I know, but I think it's wrong.
So you're saying that so Ben Johns is a 7'1", I think. Mm-hmm. I think Annalee's like in the low 6s. Sure. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that? Like,
yes.
But to your argument, Annalee should be a 7'1" as well.
To your argument.
No, because you said Annalee's ranking would be specific to her gender.
Sure.
So she should be a 7'1", just like Ben, because they're the top players.
For all female players, she should have a different DUPR that takes into account just female players. And also her age bracket.
Okay, well then she should also be a 7'1", because her and Ben are the best players, right? So
if we
why is there a big age number gap there?
Because I'm just saying there's no way that we'll ever have an accurate rating system.
I agree. You opened up this can of worms.
I know, that's why I wanted to talk about this, because I feel like this is a big deal. There's no way we'll ever have an accurate rating system in pickleball that doesn't take into account age and it doesn't take into account gender.
I think it would be
mic drop.
I think it would be just as interesting I don't know if we'll ever get there, honestly. I think it'd be just as interesting to have a rating for mixed versus gender doubles.
No, I agree.
I think
there should be a rating system for left side playing versus right side. I'm just kidding.
No, honestly, that there's probably a lot of truth to that as well. But the hard part, you'll never be able to do that because you could change in the middle of the game and play 30% on one side and 70% on the other side. So
I was kidding. I was just trying to antagonize you.
I think that's interesting though. I think that the right side and the left side require completely different skill sets.
Should we create a new rating system that takes into account age, side you play, gender, mixed, and doubles?
Could. It's so funny because when we've gotten in this conversation, you have this thing in you where you think I am so pro.
I think you are.
Ageless and genderless. And I have said it. We have the receipts. I have said it. It is how DUPR created the algorithm. Should it be different? Maybe. I'm sure if it was different, we could find flaws in it that way too.
I want us to insert a clip from our last podcast about this. Just to stir the pot.
I remember how it went. I said the same thing, and then you pushed me, and I kind of responded. You pushed me into a corner. I kind of said something, but I know where I stand. I don't necessarily agree or disagree with it.
You won't take a stance.
I'm telling you, that's how they created the algorithm.
I'm just kidding.
And do I think it would be interesting? Do I think it would be interesting to low key just see what would happen if there was a specific female and a specific male rating? But I think that's it becomes difficult because let's say you're trying to organize a group of people.
Yep.
And you're trying to get a group together that can play at this certain skill level. Now all of a sudden, you're taking into account, okay, so we have 3 5'5" males, we have 2 5'2" women. We have 4.
What's the voice?
No, I'm just saying It's the voice inside your head. But now all of a sudden it's harder to categorize groups of people that can play together because you have to take into account, this isn't a 4-5, this is a female 4-5. Oh, this isn't
right.
Okay. And I'm just it becomes more difficult to figure out how who belongs on the same court together. Because now it's gonna end up being the same thing. It's gonna be this is so typically female, the peak for a female is a 5'8", and then under your definition, the peak should be the same. The top male and the top female should both be in the 7s.
Yep.
So
sure.
But what about this?
Tell me.
Okay, I'm not going to open up that can. No, I'm not going to open that can of worms. I think if you're going to do what I think it'd be interesting. I'm not saying I disagree with that. I think it'd be interesting to see how it works. But if you're going to buy your definition of you also have to have a mixed versus gender.
I would love that.
You have to because
I would love mixed gender singles, age, gender, no right side, left side.
I think the easiest way is to keep it ageless.
Sure, if we want it to be easy for DUPR, but if we want to do what's best for the pickleball community, I think we need to include age and gender. That's all I'm saying. But clearly you disagree. I'm just kidding.
I don't think I disagree. I know how DUPR has created it, and I see the sides to both. I'm just telling you, this is it's meant to be ageless and genderless.
I was really excited.
It's a Dynamic Universal Pickleball Rating. Universal. It's in the name.
I was excited to talk about this because I wanted to create a little tiff.
Yeah, I know you love a good tiff.
I love a little tiff. That really is all I have.
Yeah, I don't know if I have anything else either. Anna Lee Waters was at the ESPYs. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did.
Cool. Way to go pickleball. Way to go pickleball. All right, guys. Well, as always.
Wait.
Okay.
If you think that DUPR should have age and gender, comment down below. I want to hear your thoughts. Barrett needs to hear your thoughts.
Well, here's the thing. What you're trying to do right now is get people on your side, and I'm not trying to take a side in this.
I'm
trying to tell you this is how the algorithm works.
I'm just asking them to give their opinion.
You want me so bad. You want me so bad to be like, DUPR should be ageless and genderless. Like, you want it so bad. You're so thirsty for it.
I think it's the right thing. I'm just seeing what they think.
I think we would find flaws on both sides of it. So
this is what I wanted on the podcast. I'm glad it went this direction.
Yeah, you poked the bear, I guess. I don't know.
I'm just kidding, guys. For real, though, I am curious what you think about the update. And if you think that you want to see any other type of update to happen to DUPR, it would be interesting. What about left side, right side? That's kind of interesting.
I think it's impossible to figure out, but I do think it's interesting because I think they require a completely different skill set.
Completely different skill set. And what if there was a way where
but then there's hold on. If you're doing left side, right side, then you have to also do right-handed player, left-handed player.
Yeah. Okay. Call on me.
It should be opposite. It should be like the side you have a ranking for the side that's not where your forehand's not in the middle.
Call on me.
Yep, you.
Okay. Shoot, you were talking, and now that
I called on you.
I know, but you kept talking. I forgot. I had a great update idea. Oh, okay, got it.
Okay.
What if we get to the point where DUPR films your matches and it analyzes exactly how you play, and it can dictate like how much percentage you should go up versus the shots that you hit.
So like AI video analysis.
DUPR update, gender, age, right-handed, left-handed, left side, right side.
Dude, what if it didn't take like your score into account at all?
Exactly.
It was like you played like a 3-9 that game.
No, literally. That would be sick. And if we do that, I would like royalties. I'm done with the conversation.
You played like a 3-9 that day.
Yeah, that's game. It. That's a $1 billion idea. Anyway, we should stop.
Billion dollars.
We should stop this.
DUPR, let us know if you want our $1 billion update idea, and you guys can figure out how to do it. You just pay us for the idea.
Yeah.
All right, guys, thanks for hanging out with us on today's episode of the Pickleball Connection. Let us know if you have any questions or comments below or anything you want us to talk about on a future episode. Leave us a like and share this with your friends, and we'll see you guys on the next one.